Hello, welcome to Blackjack Canoes. Alright? This is another book, The Hebrew Myth. There you got it. Let's go up and down like this. Okay? See, there's a lot of stuff talking about myth. You know what the word myth means? Just what it says, a myth. Something that is told in a form, but this not so true. And those are the two authors. You can get this on Amazon.com. I already checked. And can you see that, what it says? The book of Genesis? Can you see all that? I wish you could see that part. I'm going to let it sit there for about 3 seconds. You can put it on widescreen. Okay? And these gentlemen, that's them back here. Okay? That's the authors. And it's got, let's see how many books they've written. And I bet they're all very thick books. So these are really, really verifiable, I guess you could say, good authors, right? So what I want to do is get on the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? Now, I'm just going to start right in here. It says, the Sodomites were among the richest of nations. For if a man needed pot herb, he would send his slave. Well, again, I hate the word slave. Some say maid or matron or maiden, a man or a woman. Go fetch me some. And the slave would visit the field. The worker would visit the field and discover gold beneath their roots. Likewise, when corn was harvested, pearls, silver, precious stones were found to have been beneath the shrubs. Great riches, however, led men astray. That sounds kind of familiar today, doesn't it? The great riches led men astray. Okay, and a Sodomite never gave so much as a crumb of bread to any stranger. Ooh, that sounds familiar too. And would even hold his fig tree so that no birds should eat fruit hanging out of reach. Sodom was secured against attack, yet it discouraged visitors. Its citizens passed a law that whoever offers a stranger or strangers food should be burnt alive. Woo! Wow. Instead, the stranger must be robbed of all he had and flung from the city stark naked. Whoa. Sodom was secure in its attack. Can you imagine being so secure and still behaving that way? It say once a year they held a festival and danced on grass beside springs of water to the sound of drums, music. When they had well drunken, every man would seize his neighbor's wife. Wait a minute, I was told this story pertains to something else. Wow, let me read that again. When they were well drunken, every man would seize his neighbor's wife or his virgin daughter and enjoyed her. Nor did any man care whether his own wife or daughter was sporting with his neighbor, but all made merry together from dawn to dusk. Now, I know you know what that means. And get this, during those 4 days of festive and during those 4 days of festive, and when they return home, unabashed, like, honey, I don't care how many men you have sex with, but they don't say nothing about man or man. Woo! Wow. Beds were placed in the street of Sodom for measuring strangers. Oh boy, here it goes, trouble. If a man proved to be shorter than the bed on which he had been laid, 3 Sodomites would seize his legs, 3 more his head, and stretch Oh, you know what that means? Remember that thing they were stretching you on until he fitted? That means he was pulled apart. But if he proved to be longer than the bed, his head was forced downward and his legs upwards. When the poor wretch would cry out in death agony, the sodomite said, "Peace. This is ancient customs." Now, in the city of Adamah, A-D-M-A-H, near Sodom, lived a rich man's daughter. One day, a wafered man sat down on her house door. I guess you know, near her doorstep. And she fetched him bread and water. The city judges heard of this criminal act, because remember, you're not supposed to feed or help strangers. You know, like the people now, the teabaggers yelling, "Don't feed nobody, don't do this, don't do that." Now listen to this. This is very important. When they heard of this criminal act of her feeding and giving bread and water to someone, here's what happened. She was spread with honey, put near a bee's nest, and she was stung to death. Now here's what it says here. It was her cry that prompted God's, now let me tell you, God's, that's what he said, destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. Adamah, A-D-M-A-H, and Zeboyim, Z-E-B-O-Y-I-M, also those urged by Lot's elder daughter Patia, who had given a needed old man water, was dragged through the streets, was dragged stark naked for her on this way, for how dare she. And it was Lot's wife, distressed at the fate of his other daughter, looked back to see what had followed. Her body, tall, pillar salt, stand at Sodom. That can be disputed, but I can't do that now because I don't have the time to do it. But here, I really like this part here, where it talks about how great riches, however, great riches, sound like Wall Street to me, great riches, however, led men astray. A sodomite never gave so much as a crumb of bread to a stranger, and he would even pull the street. Now here's what I'm thinking this book is saying. Okay, here's what I'm thinking it's saying. I think you guys better read the book The Family too, because the family gets to a point where it says, you know, God, the big guys can sin. They could do whatever. Go to the book The Family. Do not take my word. Buy this book. Buy this book. I'm a bookworm. I love books. And say bye-bye to my little woohoo snowflakes back there. Bye, snowflakes. Bye, darling. But I heard something different. These are all married people acting this way. And I also learned that sometimes if it was a dude, they didn't care. They're going to treat them the same way they treat any woman. You know what I mean? So, like, why don't you get the book and look for yourself? And like I say, I really don't have that much of religion, and I don't do it for that reason, but it's really hard for me to accept a religion that said my people were 3/5 of a human being and they should be destroyed like that. Because, you know, I'm going to put on here how our history went way back. So enjoy this book. Enjoy. And Sodom and Gomorrah. Bye-bye. Bye. Black Jet to News. Signing off. Woo!